Today is the fourth Sunday of Ordinary Time, Cycle A. In the first reading, Zephaniah warned the people of Judah to be humble, observe the law, and to seek justice and humility, or they would face God's anger on the day of the Lord. If they refrained from lies and spoke honestly, they would enjoy prosperity. They ignored God's advice and suffered terribly later. Many people fail to heed the warnings until it is too late. Do not be one of them. Make sure your life follows the ways of Christ. St. Paul reminds us that how God measures greatness differs from how humans measure it. For humans, noble birth, power, and knowledge are important. For God, the greatest of all must be the servant of all. God often chooses those the world think as lowly or despised to enlighten and shame the proud and the arrogant. We are called to preach the gospel. Do not believe that you are unworthy or incapable of performing this task. Several fishermen from Galilee had to go and preach to the wives of Athens, Rome, and Alexandria, and they succeeded. In Matthew's Gospel, Jesus, like Moses, went up the mountain. On the mountain, Moses received the law from God. However, Jesus is God. He himself gives us today's teachings called the Beatitudes. Some call them the Beatitudes, as his teachings tells us how we have to behave or the attitudes we have to have. All Christians are called to have all the mentioned dispositions and not just some of them. To be poor in spirit signifies to depend on God for all our spiritual needs, recognizing our dependence on God for all our spiritual needs. To mourn goes beyond being sad at the death of a loved one. It signifies to recognize the sufferings in the world and to wish to do something about it. To be clean of heart refers to a single-minded devotion to God and to make Him the center of our lives. We're called to be meek, merciful, and peacemakers. However, Jesus warns us that rather than receiving earthly rewards for doing good, we shall be persecuted, insulted, and falsely accused. Like Jesus, who was falsely accused, unjustly condemned, and cruelly executed. It tells us, rejoice and be glad, for our reward will be great in heaven. We shall be shown mercy and comforted. We shall seek God and be called children of God. we shall have eternal happiness. Do not look for your reward in this world. Very shortly, we will have to promote the ABCD, the Archbishop's Charge and Bride. Many thanks to several parishioners for their continued generosity, and a special thanks to the 16 who each gave more than $1,000 in 2022. I wish everyone who has a job and have never participated in the ABCD to contribute a minimum of $200 this year. Over a period of 10 months, it is $20 a month or 6 to 7 cents a day. For those who have never given at all, think of how generous you were with yourselves at Christmas. A new car, a new phone, new big screen TV, new jewelry, new clothes, whatever. Can you also be generous to our poor and needy brothers and sisters? Please, when the time comes, support the ABCD. Mother Teresa tells us that when we get to heaven's door, St. Peter will ask, what acts of charity have you done recently? And your password